I come out to do something and I always get stopped in my tracks because I'd like to look up now. The poor moon doesn't really have a chance. And why? Why would you think the poor moon does not have a chance today? You see these diagonal lines in the sky? You see those? How about these diagonal lines in the sky that are spreading out into white haze? And all these lines. How about that? You see them? How about a nice inverse rainbow halo? Do you see that? Look at that. An inverse, an inverted rainbow halo. There's the sun, and we have an inverted halo rainbow. Now that's weird to me. The sun is here setting, and about, I'd say, 30 degrees above it, dang near at high noon, is an inverted solar halo that they say is formed by ice crystals. And you will, of course, having read that at Wikipedia or Google, will instantaneously believe, memorize, and regurgitate it back to me. Look at that. Do you see what the sky is comprised of? The poor moon hasn't a chance. Look at this shit. These here are spreading out. Dissipate means disappear. Water vapor disappears. It dissipates. The whole sky on both sides, north here and south here where the moon is, it's right in between where it rose in the east. It's headed southwest. There it is in the south. Right there, and it's headed west. And the entire sky, take a look. Look at all the diagonal, semi-horizontal, chemical contrail lines. Look at the sun. Look. Inverted solar rainbow halos that people will believe is okay because, and look at there's another one, there's two of them. So the sun here has a solar rainbow halo going all the way around it, and then there's a reflection or a duplicate inverted one. You know, and this has to do with the sky becoming really like a screen with all these chemical vapors in the sky. And that's why this happens, a reflection of the firmament. Look at that. That's what it is. It's not ice crystals, okay? It's whatever in these horrible, horrible, horrible chemical contrails they're spraying. Look, they're all over. Alright, these are not clouds. All this white crap you see is the product of these chemical contrails they're spraying without cease, no pause, in New York State. Look at that. You see that? That's terrible. As God is my witness, as the Lord liveth, there is not one natural cloud in the sky. Okay? You see this? There's the sun. Has a halo, rainbow metallic solar halo going around it there, and there's its duplicate. Okay? I might have said inverted. I'd consider that inverted. Or upside down, or the direct opposite of that one that's going around the sun. Okay? And they want to say, oh, well, it's ice crystals. Well, when you go into depth of what Google and Wikipedia say about these rainbow solar halos, they say they're still studying it, and there's still a lot to understand. Okay, well, these only occur And in my opinion, or to my experience, is when they're spraying the sky with this garbage, with what's ever in these chemical contrails, calcium carbonate and whatever else is in it. This is horrible. All this white haze is the product of what they're spraying on us. Look at that. Let's see, there's one there. I get one on the right side. And that's beautiful. They take pictures like this down there in old Antarctica. And that's the firmament. You cannot get that. The firmament is some type of crystal, if you ask me. It's our container. It's the barrier. It's how all the gas and oxygen stay on the earth. And if there was a vacuum of outer space, we'd be dead if there wasn't a barrier to separate the gas and oxygen from an infinite and expanding vacuum universe, billions and billions of light years across. Okay? There is no vacuum of outer space, because what is truly beyond the firmament is water. I can't personally verify that, but by faith, that's what I believe. And I can admit, that's what I believe by faith. And if you have even 1 ounce of character, if you want to believe in gravity, you have to admit it's by faith, because gravity is contrived. You have to concoct it, you have to contrive it through assumption and supposition. And then you throw around many descriptions, mathematical descriptions of it. So what? Big G on paper, a chalkboard. That doesn't make what's immaterial material. There is no presence and substance of gravity itself. And it would be 1,000,000,000 times more odd than just thinking it's odd that gravity is pulling down over a quintillion gallons of water in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, and not 1 iota of presence, substance, any known form can be directly detected of gravity itself doing it. Okay, gravity itself, whether it's a force per Newton or a result of the alleged mass of the Earth curving the fabric of space-time, it would have to interact with me, you, every gallon of water to pull it down, to stop it from floating away. Okay? And we cannot directly detect gravity itself. Period. And I propose that it's because gravity itself does not exist. It does not exist. Sorry, folks. And they're admitting it too. People hate my citations that I send them. These citizens of Globia. Look at that. That's horrible. Our skies are all inundated. Vertical, diagonal, and horizontal chemical contrails with these rainbow solar halos that they really can't explain. They'll throw ice crystals at you. And of course, like good zombies, good students who love being in student loan debt will instantaneously believe, memorize, and regurgitate that material. Because they have faith that these people in white lab coats with PhDs in front of their name are far smarter than they are, and are telling them the truth. And they're not. It's all philosophical nonsense. And it is. If you really think you are living and building things on the outside surface of a giant spinning water world space ball, that it itself is traveling thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles through an infinite and expanding vacuum universe, that it itself is billions of light years across, and you think you can see Polaris 300 light years away, with 1 light year being almost 6 trillion miles, when 1 trillion seconds would take over 30,000 years to go by, to express the enormity of 1 trillion anything. 1 trillion seconds would take over 30,000 years to go by starting right now. 1001, 1002, 1003. To get to a trillion, over 30,000 years would have to go by. Now imagine a trillion miles. Now imagine almost 6 trillion miles in one single light year. Okay, you could never see a trillion miles, let alone one light year, almost 6 trillion miles. Now 300 light years times 6 trillion, and we easily see the North Star, Polaris, right above that tree at night with the naked eye. That is not 180 trillion miles away. That's how dumbed down we've become. We only believe that because we've been dumbed down to instantaneously and instantly believe everything they say, with no appearance, review, or consideration of logic, trying to understand or consider what the hell what they're saying. And the Flat Earth topic has stopped that. Okay, no more instantaneously believe, memorize, write down, and wait for your chance to regurgitate it. Watching the movie Good Will Hunting over and over and over again, fantasizing that it's you. Look at all these metallic solar rainbow halos. It's doing it off the firmament. One there, and there. Just beautiful. But it's a shame how I believe they're being produced today with these chemical contrails. See how they spread out? Rewind the tape and you'll see all these like 4 or 5 lines stacked horizontally from here to there. There, the moon, it's being blocked out. They spread out, people. Yes, I know a regular contrail appears like that. But they dissipate, they disappear, they don't remain there all day. Look at them. They dissipate and disappear within seconds, sometimes a few minutes. These have been here all day, and they spread out into this ugly, vicious white haze that blocks out the sun, the moon, stars. You know, the Bible says that in the end days, what's wrong will be made right, and what's right will be made wrong. And that knowledge will abound. And knowledge does abound. There's so many truths that have been revealed to me and millions of people. We now can differentiate between science and scientism. Science proves things by eliminating variables. Scientism is your quantum mechanics, quantum anything. It's your Newton, it's your Einstein, it's everything that cannot be demonstrated, that has to be a theory. And they bait and switch, they dupe you into believing it's a fact when it's not. And they got you believing in a fantastical reality that does not match our senses. The Earth is not spinning faster than a bullet at the equator, 1,038 miles an hour. I can feel gas and oxygen blowing by at 1 mile an hour right now. I do not feel 14.7 psi pushing down on me. Oh, you're not supposed to, man. It's canceled out by 14.7. That's pushing up. Yeah, okay. I don't feel neither, and I'm in between. 14.7 psi, that's the weight of a bowling ball per every square inch above and around you. Okay, that's a lot of weight. They make up these lies. Oh, well, the gas and oxygen stays on the Earth because at altitude it peters and pans out to zero pressure. And it's all pushing down on us. Oh, my evidence? Oh, air gets thinner on a mountain. And so, yeah, it doesn't keep getting thinner and thinner and thinner until it's a vacuum. A vacuum cannot exist next to any any gas and oxygen. They cannot exist next to each other. The gas and oxygen will fill that vacuum. And I've got a video, a short, that I show a suction cup affixing itself to a glass window. By you press it in and disperse the air, you create a vacuum within the suction cup, and the inner vacuum sucks to the surface of what I put the suction cup on. Hang paper or toilet paper behind it, and there's nothing pushing the toilet paper, proving no outside pressure is doing anything. It's the vacuum. You know, and I don't, you want me to dumb it down for you, that's why they call that device that sucks debris off your floor and rug a vacuum, because vacuums suck. Another one that's clearly obvious is an airplane. They call it an airplane because it's a craft that flies in the air over a plane. A plane is flat, level. I'm out of breath. Well, I'm going to go in. I'm visiting my parents. You can see these chemical contrails spreading out, doing their job. I'm going to go have me a steak sandwich, some corned beef hash with ketchup on it, fried very well. Nice baked potatoes cut in wedge.